morning. I am Dr. Sandip Khedkar of Department of English and Research Center of Arts, Commerce and Science College, Sonai. Today, I am going to talk on physiology of speech, also known as organs of speech, and also we shall discuss the production of vowel sounds, the production of consonant sounds, and production of diphthong sounds. As you can see, that these are the organs of speech, different organs that they help in the production of English sounds. There are some active articulators and there are some passive articulators. As you can notice, nasal cavity, hard palate, soft palate, pharyngeal cavity, larynx, and some other elements are shown there. Also, you can see our lungs. So, whenever we have to produce the sounds, our lungs they take in the air. So how it happens? Our lungs are like sacs, and whenever we have to take in the air, the walls of lungs they come close and then they go apart. When they go apart, the air from the outer atmosphere it enters through our oral cavity and goes into our lungs. Once our lung is full of air, then our lungs start pumping the air, and the air then enters in our trachea, then it enters in our larynx. Larynx is also known as Adam's apple. This part of our body is called as Adam's apple, or it is also known as larynx, where we find two thread-like elements. They are called vocal cords, and vocal cords they are like threads. They are tied to one side and are separate to other ends. Whenever the air comes in the production of English sounds, we notice that our vocal cords sometimes they come close, sometimes they remain apart. When they come close, air dashes them and they produce vibration. Whenever they remain apart, the air passes between them and they don't produce vibration. Then the air enters at a one point where there is a soft palate. Soft palate, as we know, is a active articulator. It can be brought down or it can be raised. When it is brought down, it blocks the oral cavity and the air passes through our nasal cavity. And whenever it goes up, it closes nasal cavity and the air has to pass through our oral cavity. So like that, this kind of a mechanism of air stream is required for the production of all the English sounds. All over there are 44 English sounds. Out of 44 sounds, 24 are consonant sounds and 20 are vowel sounds. Among vowel sounds, there are pure vowels and impure vowels. Impure vowels are also known as diphthongs that we are going to discuss. So, the organs or parts of human body that are involved in the production of sounds are collectively called as vocal apparatus or vocal tract. It consists of the lungs, the larynx, the oral cavity and the nasal cavity. This collective mechanism leads to the production of each respective sound. Lungs, the movement of air through the trachea or windpipe which is connected to the lungs helps in the production of speech sounds. Here the air is driven out of the lungs through the trachea. From the trachea, air reaches the upper region of the vocal tract and gets modified in various ways according to the sound which is produced. Such mechanism of airstream is known as aggressive pulmonic airstream. It is aggressive in the sense the air comes out. It is pulmonic in the sense the air is put into motion by our lungs, and it is a stream, means it is a moving air, it is not a static air. The production of certain sounds is by drawing the air into the lungs. This is known as ingressive pulmonic airstream, and in English we don't have ingressive pulmonic airstream. In English we have only aggressive pulmonic airstream. In the production of some Sanskrit sounds like Om, the air is taken in. So it is called as ingressive. Ingressive sounds can also be found in lingual. There are three types of basically ingressive sounds, like lingual ingressive, velaric ingressive, and glottalic ingressive sounds. Now, voice sounds. What do we mean by voice sounds? So just now I told you that whenever we have to produce sound, we need a kind of a moving air stream. So when our lungs, it starts pumping the air enters in our larynx, and there are two thread-like elements. In the production of voice sounds, vocal cords they come together, the air dashes them and they vibrate. And when they vibrate, they produce vibration. Such sounds are called as voice sounds. For an example, in the production of b sound, if you place your hand on your larynx, which is called as Adam's apple, and if you produce b sound, you notice the the vibration of vocal cords. Whereas in the production of per sound, you don't notice vibration. It is because in the production of per sound, you find the air, it dashes the air stream since they have come close and they produce vibration. In the production of per sound, they remain apart, the air passes between them, the air does not dash them, so they don't vibrate. So such sounds are called as uh, voiceless sounds. These are voiceless sounds. Oral sounds. So as I told you that our soft palate is an active articulator. It is flexible. It can be raised or it can be lowered. When the soft palate is lowered, the nasal cavity remains unhindered. The air can pass through our nasal cavity. The sound thus produced are nasal sounds. For example, when we say the word peat, the soft palate is raised and air passes only through our oral cavity. Therefore, it is oral sound. Thus, the sounds produced by air stream entering through the oral cavity only are called as oral sounds. In the production of the word mean, the soft palate is lowered during the production of sound m, n. Even the vowel in the middle is produced with the lowering of the soft palate and allowing the air to pass freely through our nasal sound. So if you produce n sound, normally the air comes out through your nose. So if you close your nose and try to produce the n sound, you will not notice that the sound will not be produced. Now we are going to see description and classification of consonant sounds. As I told you just now that there are 24 consonants in English. That is, in the production of those sounds, the air stream which is put into motion by our lungs, it comes out through our mouth without any obstacle. For an example, if you produce the sound like p, you will notice that upper lip and lower lip they come in contact. The air is blocked totally and then it is released into outer atmosphere. So such kind of obstacle, if it takes place, then such sounds are called as consonant sounds. There are such 24 consonant sounds that we are going to see afterwards. So these are the signs of phonetic signs of consonant sounds. P, b, t, d, ch, j, k, g, f, v, th, d, s, z, sh, j, m, n, an, h, l, r, y, and v. Altogether, these are 24 consonant sounds. This is manner of articulation and place of articulation. Now, what is manner of articulation? Manner of articulation means the manner in which that sound is produced. How we produce that sound. For an example, you will notice that in case of p, b, t, d, and k, g, these six sounds, there is a complete closure. The tension is built by the air stream, and then the air stream is suddenly released into outer atmosphere with a kind of an explosion. So such sounds are called as you notice, plosive sounds or stops. For an example, if you produce the sound T, you will notice that tip of your tongue, it reaches to your alveolar ridge where it blocks the air of blocks the passage of air stream, and then the whole air is suddenly released into outer atmosphere with a kind of a explosion. So that is plosive sound. So how the sound is produced, that we come to know, that is there is a complete closure, sudden release and explosion. So that is called as manner of articulation. Place of articulation means the place at which the sound is articulated. For an example, in the production of per sound, you will notice that the air is blocked at the place of upper lip and lower lip, with whose blockage we produce that sound. If you try to produce the sound without having this kind of a blockage, you will notice that that sound cannot be produced. You cannot produce the sound without the blockage of upper lip and lower lip, right? So that is manner of articulation. Now, what is place of articulation? The place of articulation is the place at which the air is blocked. That is, for an example, in case of f or v sound, you would notice that your upper teeth comes in contact with your lower lip. There is a partial closure, and then air is released slowly. So, upper teeth and the lower lip, f, right? Upper teeth and lower lip. So that is the place of articulation is also named labiodental. Now these are the sounds, as you notice, where you can find it. For an example, this is a long vowel E, and it can be found in words like sheep, reap, deep, rather long sound. This is a short E sound, can be noticed in a word like sheep, sit, feet. This is a short U sound, good, full, foot. This is long U, shoot, pool, cool. This is the sound A, as found in bait, tame, pain. Then this is a sound, can be found in a word like teacher, feather, about. As you notice, when r sound is made silent, this sound occurs. This is a long sound, as in bird, curd, dirty, and these are the altogether 8 vowel sounds, right? And the last one is aw. This is long aw sound, can be found in words like saw, flaw, and call. One more sound is there, is a short aw, that can be found in the word like got, sought, etc. Now there are 8 diphthong sounds. As we have noticed that consonant sound is a sound in the production of which there is a blockage. Vowel is a sound in the production of which there is no blockage. Like that, what is diphthong sound? Diphthong sound, as you notice, is the combination of 2 vowel sounds, and it is a rather longer sound. For example, see the second sound, a, as we notice it in the words like wait, late, straight. So it is a combination of a and e, a. Then there is a sound like this, air, as we found in hair, bear, care, a and a. This is a combination of these 2 sounds. This is called as diphthong sound. So this is the initial introduction of this sound. I thank you.